Welcome to Keep It Healthy podcast. My name is Jan Kamiński and I'm the founder of Momentum, a company dedicated to making healthcare more accessible, efficient, and human-centered through technology. In this new short format series, we bring you the key insights from our full-length episodes, making it easier to stay up to date with healthcare innovation. Each episode dives into topics like healthcare AI, secure software development, digital transformation, and user-centered design, providing actionable insights for healthcare innovators, medical professionals, and technology leaders. Explore the cutting edge of healthcare innovation through conversations with industry experts, entrepreneurs, and leaders who are transforming patient care through technology. Today, I'm thrilled to have Senan Ebrahim joining us. Senan is the CEO and co-founder of Delfina, where he is dedicated to improving maternal health through technology and data-driven solutions. With a rich background in neuroscience, public health, and digital health innovation, Senan's work is at the forefront of transforming healthcare for expecting mothers. Stay tuned as we explore Senan's journey, delve into the challenges of building healthtech products, and discuss the future of maternal care. How hard was it for you as a doctor to become a founder later?
Well, I think in many ways, people make a lot about, physician founders and all that. But at the end of the day, I think it's all a common thread. It's basically looking into how do we break down a system, understand the root cause or etiology in doctor speak, like what is causing this disease, and then find the most fundamental cure or treatment that we can. And when you look at basically every software company or every technology company that was ever created, they were truly trying to solve and 10x improve some major issue in the same way that I think physicians do every single day, but at the scale of the system being an individual patient right in front of you. That said, while I see a lot of parallels in the way you think and the way you do things. I think the cultures are worlds apart. The ways that people work together are very, very different. And I think in many ways, the hyper specialization of medicine has been very challenging for a lot of physicians. I see for my wife herself, she's an OBGYN. But I think at the end of the day, for me, having a clinical background was not just a way of anchoring what I do in this space, like because I'm in maternal health, but it's also a way of thinking diagnostically, thinking critically, thinking differentially about what's really going on here, thinking causally. Do we really have the evidence to know that X is causing Y? And that's what I need to double down on. And so I think if you look at Delfina and the company that we've built, which I'm so proud of over the last 3 years, it really reflects that clinical mindset and that acuity and focus on, are we actually solving the problem? Are we actually treating the root disease? So what Delfina does is we come in and say, look, all that overwhelming documentation burden, we can help you solve that. We can help you document. We have all of these speech to text and dictation type solutions, just like everybody else now. And we stack really nicely with whatever your EHR is, or if you don't have an EHR, we can help you get on one. And you will no longer have to sit there scrolling through it all the time to figure out what happened, like a ledger. It'll be more like like an assistant. It'll be someone there to direct your attention and focus to what you need to be doing right now for this patient. So they've really liked the paradigm of Delfina. And to be quite frank, I'm surprised that a lot of legacy EHRs have not actually done that yet. I think that might be where they're going, but the incentives are a little different for them. They don't necessarily thrive on keeping their provider users happy. And even at Hikma Health, frankly, I see where that comes from, because we would have the clinic director say XYZ, and then the other person says, no, how about X prime? Actually, no, how about ABC? You just have too many stakeholders, and you can't actually end up building something that just delights the user. Whereas at Delfina, we just said, forget all that. We're going to start with the person who's actually seeing 30, 35 pregnant patients a day, who's on the front lines of the pregnancy maternal health crisis in this country. And we're going to help them take care of their pregnant and postpartum patients better. And then we'll go up to their enterprise people and say, okay, look, your providers are using this, they're loving it. The patients are using it, they're loving it. And this is what we built. This is what it is. We're not going to hyper customize some random thing for you. This is actually the product that your providers want to use and your patients are loving, and it's actually making you more efficient at delivering healthier outcomes.
How did your product pivot? In a sense, did you start right away with the maternal platform that you have currently, or was it different before?
When we first started the company, Jan, we thought, well, look, we have the kernel of a great technology here, and we just want to get it out there. So why don't we just make an API and serve it to everybody's EHR? And I talked to a mentor of mine who was kind of like, yeah, nobody's going to use that. Nobody's going to just like use random software. You have to like get in here in the trenches with us and really build that out. And so, and now, by the way, that mentor is our chief medical officer. She's Dr. Bonnie Zell. She's a legend in healthcare. She's done a lot in quality and safety and was a previous telehealth founder as well. So, when we brought her on, it was like, we really understood that we had to not just render really high performance predictions and expect people to act differently off of them. We had to build a system of care around that.
And what was your biggest learning on that journey of pivoting the product?
I'd say that, I think there's a tendency to think about scalability as just, okay, it has to be SaaS, it has to be software, otherwise it's not scalable. And that's not true. There's, I'd say Kaiser is an excellent example of a old school brick and mortar, founded in the 1940s, I believe, health system that's highly scalable. And they know how to take what they've done successfully in the East Bay and replicate it in the South Bay, and then in Southern California, and then in Hawaii, and then in Colorado with permutations. So when I think about scalability in healthcare, technology is an amazing enabler of scale. But if all you build is just technology and you drop it somewhere, you're not going to actually scale anything. So, and on the other hand, if you just take manual processes and you try to replicate, in the 2020s, you can't do what Kaiser did in 1940. So I'd say today, when I look at healthcare, technology is the key to building scalable systems. But I was initially, if I could go back 3 years, my mindset was I was over-indexing on, technology being the only way and the only thing that, can create the impact. When it's really a 1-2, the technology frees up humans from wasting their time and tees up the humans to do exactly what we do best. Because every single member I've ever asked anything, Jan, they don't say, oh, wow, what an amazing prediction. They say, wow, what an amazing doula and what an amazing registered dietitian who helped me with my blood pressure cuff and helped me through my diet, etc. And that's really the key to Delfina's success is, yeah, we have the predictions and the foresight. That's what makes us different from everybody else. But we don't just predict it and leave you hanging there. We say, we will support you. You're a patient. You are a provider. You're a health plan. You're a community member, a family member who's supporting this person. We will get you involved and we will make sure that you know what you need to do to make sure that this outcome ends in a happy baby going home with mom and not one of the hundreds of thousands of tragedies that we're seeing in the US and millions that we're seeing worldwide.
So I want to talk about the product. I mean, you've been developing the platform for 3 years now, and I'm sure there's been some challenges with that. It's probably backend heavy, data driven, things like that. So I want to know more about the challenges you had and how did you overcome them?
Yeah, so basically, I mean, we're about 3 years into the journey, and the first year and a half, we're basically building the product. I mean, it's a very intensive product. It's a product that needs to be safe and rigorous. We validated all of the machine learning models with our partners at Mayo Clinic and elsewhere around the country. We were recognized by the NICHD for having the highest performing as well as the most equitable models to predict hypertensive disorders of pregnancy. So a lot of that clinical and scientific validation and R&D, we weren't going to put something out into the world until we really had that done. So it's really been over really the last 2 years that we've fundamentally had the product in market and we've been iterating and learning quickly. And where we're at now is we have, I would say, the richest offering. We have the most comprehensive offering where from the predictions that our machine learning system is identifying folks at risk, we are intervening earlier than anybody else possibly could know to intervene because we spent the time building these machine learning models, clinically validating them, building the workflows with our partners. And so now we're sitting on this extremely valuable platform that we've built. And our goal is really just to scale it, to get this in the hands of as many folks around the country and eventually around the world as possible.
Thank you for sharing this. And thank you for joining today and sharing your story. Where can our audience find you?
Delfina.com, Delfina with an F, Delfina, Delfina.com. Check us out. We're on all the major socials, LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok for our Gen Z friends. I got my Stanley mug right here for you for Gen Z. Cheers. We love engaging. We love engaging basically with anyone in the community.
Thank you for tuning in to the condensed episode of Keep It Healthy. If you found these insights valuable, listen to the full conversation where we explore these topics in greater details. You'll find a link to the complete episode in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe and stay updated with more healthcare innovation insights. This is Jan Kamiński from Momentum, and I'll catch you in the next episode.